Philippines! Welcome to another chapter to this long story. Mirko and Trex, let's go!
Thank you, Renmar, Gideon, and Leo. It's Trex here with Mirko once again. It's day 2, series 2. Alter Ego facing up against Aurora Gaming. Now, Mirko, they gave their predictions on the draft. How are you feeling about it yourself?
Hey, Alter Ego are very, very lucky, you know? So I think Aurora got this.
I gotcha. Aurora got this. Just that simple, that easy. No questions asked, no hold bars. Now, when I take a look at the mid lane, I do think one thing. We saw something similar in the last series, a similar lineup in the mid, and the Farza and the Cho seem to do well. You get the rotations, you get the aggression, but we are seeing Alter Ego already try to push in.
Yeah, this is what they like to do, man. With the composition that's so aggressive, they just want to push the tempo. And honestly, we got to see this already. Aurora Gaming did the same thing to SRG early on. In game number 1, all the way to game number 3, but then it was the SRG adaptation constantly coming in. Yazuke, though, a bit late to go with orange buff, not going to be caught still. It's first blood for Light.
First blood for Aurora Gaming, very well done. So, at this point, Aurora Gaming already capitalizing on the aggression that Alter Ego wants to bring in. Already showing that, listen, we're ready for that. We don't have a problem with that at all. Taking a look at some of the emblems, Warcry onto the Freya, trying to be aggressive. On top of that, extra damage for the items, and a whole lot of movement speed on the side of Aurora Gaming with the Wilderness Blessings. They want to move, they want to be able to respond quickly to the aggression Alter Ego brings.
RP in the bottom lane, almost getting caught. Light again! Jikundo and the Shunpu, but it's just to threaten RP, just to possibly bait out the flicker from him.
So Aurora Gaming still playing it safe. They don't want to force it. They don't want to force their hands. This is your typical Aurora Gaming, not pushing anything too far. We're going to get a slow chokehold on you and just keep letting the gold bleed out.
Turtle number 1 already started up by Aurora Gaming Philippines. Demon Kite free there. Yazuki pops in Phantom Steed. That's a purify up by Yue. As Nino walks up, it's going to be the red shoe from Demon Kite to pick it up. Demon Kite very, very low. Nino able to flicker in, getting the kill down.
Yue able to find the response though. Nino goes down, but it's a kill for a kill.
And now it's Alec and Hijume cutting them down. Edward Ball in light. Wait, the Dragon to Jikundo brings the kill over to Yue, but Hijume gets a double.
That's a huge win for Alter Ego. They're able to turn things around a little bit, but Demon Kite looking for the possible response.
Demon Kite has a mounted shotgun. This will be the double stun coming in as Goldman rotates from gold lane, and it is given to Demon Kite.
If you want to go blow for blow, Aurora Gaming is ready. They hold about a 800 gold lead, but this is just the start. And one of my worries for Aurora Gaming is they might crumble under the pressure that Alter Ego wanted to bring, but they are answering it head on.
That's the thing. For Aurora Gaming Philippines, we've just been thinking about them playing the fundamental MLBB, playing just the systematic style. But clearly, something changed. They're now much more willing to take those risks. It was already seen in the match against TLPH. There's only one way you can beat TLPH, and it's not just to play that systematic game, it's not to play that safe game. You need to take those gambles, and with the players they have in the lineup now, you can't doubt that they can. You can't doubt that they can execute all of those crazy gambles.
They finally hit their second form, you know?
Yep.
They finally moved forward. They've come out of the cocoon. Aurora Gaming
Took a while.
is ready to flap their wings. It took a while, for sure. But this is a very different team than what we've seen in previous internationals.
Absolutely.
And if they keep this pace, it looks good.
Ale.
Play.
Base on the Purify. Nino going to be walking up as well. Now bringing Light over. That's it.
Nothing happens. That's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, no major problems. And again, this is what Aurora Gaming want. What I'm really excited for is Edward on this Lapu Lapu. When are we going to see that really come into play in these fights? We didn't get to see a lot of those big backlane divers in the last set of matches. But now we see Edward on a proactive EXP laner, and you know how much he loves it. I mean, listen, he's whoa.
Murphy, he tried to go for the hook before. He pops into King's Calling just to dash out. Light goes over the way of the Dragon, but it's actually kind of off, and now it's Nino in the back line.
Up the top side, Nino able to push him away, and now they're going to move on to the turtle.
Yazuki holding onto it. The Phantom Steed already used up now. Alec going to the back line. That's Edward with a jump in. Live with the Jikundo as well. Yazuki's down.
Demon Kite able to take one down. Turtle still up.
Demon Kai picking it up. Now it's going to be the all-in now with the Violet Requiem, but Demon Kai takes him out, and it's Domeng who slices Nino to bits to get a double. Now a feathered airstrike just pounding Arfi down.
That's going to help secure this tier 3 on the bottom side. Like, just to mess with your head a little bit, man. Just to get in your mental.
XBTR, by the way. My goat! Anyways, yeah, no, Light is just so annoying. Every single time he's on the Cho, Trex, he wants you to make that extra move. He wants to cancel out your recalls. He wants to cancel out your skills. And even if the way the dragon is off, a lot of times that's a feint. That's a setup for something else. And in that case, it was Edward with the follow-up.
All right, in the mid side, Yue and Light continue to control. Alter Ego now, they're at a point, is it time to kind of hit the brakes a little bit? Maybe we can't take them on with a super aggressive play style. Yasuke is 0-3-2. It's not where you want to be on a Leomord. We've seen Leomords do great when they can get that early aggression, but they haven't been able to do that. So now we have to completely rethink our strategy if we're Alter Ego.
What's that going to be? Right now, I guess it's minimize losses. 2,000 gold lead for Aurora Gaming Philippines. It's trying to look for those mid-game power spikes. But at the end of the day, this Alter Ego esports lineup is very reliant on a cycle of skills. They need to go in and that's it, right? With the instant or with the straight-up initiation, you need to get a win. Aurora Gaming Philippines, they have a Freya that can play it long. They have, I would say, actually, they're the Yisun Shin as well. They can constantly just go for continuous damage on top of the fact that he can go for burst too.
And Alter Ego very reliant as well on all 5 members kind of being together in these fights. They don't have much of a split pushing composition. And when you are in the behind place that they're in right now, that's what you're looking for. Small plays on the map. Maybe you get a tier 3 on the bot side. Maybe you get one on the top side. Something that you can take. But the problem is, if they send someone down, it's going to be a long time until they can get back to the turtle pit. Or the rest of your members are going to all get cut off, and all of these skills, like you said, need to be used in a cycle. War Axe does finally get locked in for Yasuke.
Wow.
That's a late first item.
Especially for Yasuke, dude. This guy has always just been ahead of the enemy junglers when we saw him in Swiss stage. Domeng forcing it out. Now, good dodge away from the hook. RP goes over to King's Calling. Traction pulse coming down, but Domeng gets out and has that flare as well with a recall spam. Now it's away the dragon lock-in. Is that Nino down? Spatial migration with the Valor in the back. Nino gonna be taken out. Now it's Domeng and Demon Kite helping each other out as Yasuke walks away. But Edward pops in the stun, doesn't go for it. Aurora should be able to get this for free.
Aurora treated that turtle like it was a lord, systematically getting the kick, bringing the rest of the team down. At least Yasuke gets a purple here. It's the first time we've seen them able to trade something in a loss, but it's still not a great trade.
Perfect turtle for Aurora Gaming Philippines, and they're just going to have this steady build. If Alter Ego Esports aren't going to bring the chaos to them, this is Aurora Gaming Philippines' comfort zone. Ali with a spatial migration again on Yue, but he knows there's a Purify on his hands, so he can't just go all in, and they have to deal with Domeng Kite somehow. Traction pulse there, Yasuke! Try to go for the chase, but Yue is flying, yo.
That's what happens when you're at a 3.5k gold deficit. Even when you get the big plays, you don't always get the kills. And this is what Alter Ego Esports is going to be looking at for a bit now. Taking a look at the items. Minsathar takes up the Scythe. Going to work into DHS next. Is that a DHS coming up?
I believe so. I think
DHS
he is going to be going for the attack speed build here.
Is it going to be a fast boy?
I don't.
But I don't know if it's going to help. You know, Leo said until we see the Minsathar work, you still got to doubt it. And right now, I'm definitely doubting it.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything from it.
An all-in onto Ollie with the way of Dragon as well. They just go all in for him, and it works. Alter Ego, we're in no position to help the roamer. 0-3-2, the gold lead now getting out of control.
I would honestly say that Aurora Gaming is the one that's bringing the chaos. Yes, it's organized chaos, but they are the ones that are being hyper-aggressive here. Alter Ego had about 30 seconds of hyper-aggression in the very beginning. They paid the price for it. And Aurora Gaming, once they smelled the blood, they came for it. It's like, fine, we can do this. We can play this. They have the Lapu, they have the Farza, they have the damage. And to top it off, they have this Freya who can also just bully the front line.
So again, for Alter Ego, it's all about the backup plan, which is farm it up. He should be getting caught. Going the way to Dragon now as Domeng continues the chase in the back, and that's going to be the final Requiem use. Edward goes through him.
Yasuke tries to do something, but it's just not enough.
The Mountain Shotgun catches Nino. King's calling. The
all fall under it, but there's not enough damage to take him down. RB with a 3-man hook, but it's Edward who goes through them all.
They tried valiantly, but it just wasn't enough. Aurora Gaming with the full team white.
Agent Zero, Mr. Consistent, just swinging that sword on Alter Ego, picking up a triple, and now a free Lord.
No, for a second it looked good. It looked possible for Alter Ego, but the dreams were crushed in the hands of Edward there. And now, oh Lord, into the hands of Aurora Gaming PH. I'm thinking some towers are going down here.
I think so too. Alter Ego don't have the best clear with this composition. It's a team fighting comp, a composition built to have a lead by this point of the game, to be able to actually dictate the fights. But now it's Aurora Gaming dictating everything. What a read by Doming down below. Knows Alec was there. Alter Ego are getting read out as RB goes for the King's Calling again. Now they'll be able to actually get a kill. But now they're caught in the bad spot as Edward goes in for the Bravest Spider. That's a conceal use. Traction pulse, dodge away from by the CC immunity as he goes back in.
Nice Mountain Shocker does land down onto Alec. They're forced to back off.
Lord up top. Alter Ego want to play it slow. They already got one member. Now they can try to distract Aurora Gaming Philippines as they clear up these minion waves that are coming at them. And obviously the Lord up top. They are trying their best not to let it charge through, and yeah, they will be able to do it.
Yeah, honestly, Aurora Gaming PH takes this push slow. No major towers lost. They only lose one tier 2 on the top side. And this is going to be able to bide a little bit of time for Alter Ego Esports. And from what we saw last time, they do have some pick potential. So maybe that is the strategy. Look for one member at a time. Keep yourself in the game until everyone can fight together.
And that's the thing about the Minsathar right now, right? You can't purify out of the King's Calling. When you're in there, you're stuck. You gotta deal more damage than your opponents. You have to just go in. And for Domenkai, the fact that he was picked off meant that Aurora Gaming Philippines had to take it slow. There was no other way they would be able to siege with just 4 members with a double fighter composition.
You know, there is also one wild card on the side of Alter Ego here.
What's that?
That is the Sora. We've seen teams from, we saw SRG do it, we saw Innocent do it, get savages, even from behind. One big power play, once the gold gets to that point, once the items locked in, then the possibilities are there. Can Alter Ego pull it off, though?
Here's the catch, though.
Going tanky.
He's going tank. Nino is an XP laner, and we've seen from the Sora as an XP, it's mainly just, well, Nino actually just walks over Light. Yasuke actually spots Light, he buys the immortality in time as Nino goes in. They know everybody's in the bottom lane now. To the all-in over on Light as Alec rotates as well. Spatial migration dodged away from, and there you go. Light just styling on him up top.
What?
They tried.
They tried.
They couldn't land a skill on him. Light's too good at video games.
That's Tank Sora for you, baby.
That's what?
That's Tank Sora.
That's Tank Sora. Honestly, even if it's damage Sora, I really don't think he would be able to shred Light. But yes, that is Tank Sora, just tickling the choke.
Tickling the choke.
That's Pauldron at least though, but the backlane on the other side too. So they have a way to deal with Yisun Shin. But who gonna deal with Yue?
Who gonna deal with Yue? You gonna deal with Yue.
What, physically?
Mentally?
Mentally? I don't think I can. Oh, maybe if I complimented him enough, then we can actually do that.
Like catch him off guard. You'd be like, hey, you look great right now, and then bang. You know?
Could be, you know, send those curveballs. Hijima actually picks up the Wind of Nature, and it's an endless battle for Yasuke, who is 0-4, by the way. Again, the stats earlier, Redmar said it, he's #1 in KDA and kills per game, but this game, he's gotten 0 kills, and it's looking like a free Lord as Nino tries to look for an opening. Domenkai goes for the poke. RP gonna look for the hook. Won't be able to find it now. Yasuke as well pops into Phantom Steed, but Yue gets away with the Purify.
And the Lord resets at that. Aurora Gaming gonna move back.
Huh?
King's Calling. What's going on with RP right now?
Tried to read Light's movement. He tried to go for the King's Calling as Light goes in for the G Kundo. He thought he had Flicker, but it's a miscalculation. And now with no big ultimate, they have to give it away. Ali with spatial migration, able to find Yue in the backline as Nino walks it forward and actually gets Demon Kite down.
Kazuke steals the Lord!
And now it's an all-out fight as Yasuke still on the horse going in. Hijime! Going for the damage now. It's a pumping forward. Light loses the immortality. Hijime in the backline over on Yue, cutting him down!
The bait was in. Hijime with a double kill, making a triple!
And now it's just Agent Zero. Hijume goes in again as a Brave Spider coming in against 4 members. What can he do? Edward with the jump, Hijume with the nature, and now it's the sun coming in as Edward tries his best to stay alive. But Hijume gets the shutdown and an unofficial maniac.
It's a maniac in my book, whether you like it or not. The stat might not be there, but Hijume picks up the pieces. Alter Ego Esports just turned the tables. They were behind about 2,000 gold. Now they've got a lead, plus a Lord, marching down.
There's something about them that keeps them going. It's the hunger of always falling short. Aurora Gaming Philippines, on the other hand, though, took that fight despite knowing the Phantom Steed was used. There were so many windows that were closing for Alter Ego, but Aurora Gaming Philippines never let it fully close. They fought while there was a little bit of a gap between.
I mean, it all started with that Violent Requiem, right? It all started with that Nino jumps in.
And now, Valkyrie Descent getting into safety. Domenkai, no Purify. It's Demon Kite up top and Light. Take a look at Light.
Hiding in the bush, ready to pull up, jump about the cut.
Can he do it?
I don't know, it looks like he's gonna be going back to base possibly. Lord crashing in.
Hijume buys immortality as well. He has 7 kills now.
The wait,
Lights.
the wait and bait, the shake and bake, the Ricky Bobby. Oh.
Light gets out. Alter Ego have swapped the game around. Now it's them who have the advantage in the structures, in the goal department. We're getting to a point where the goal won't really matter too much. But trust me, those structures will, going in all alone. That's 1v3. Now Edward walking in, Way the Dragon again, locking RP down with Mountain Shocker as well. Edward picking up the kill, now he goes through them with Domenkai. Like on the back spot, Edward!
Hijume continues to get free shots though. Edward slicing through them.
Can they get to Hijume? No, they cannot. 30 seconds on the Lord. Alter Ego can still breathe, but they have lost their gold lead. Now it's Light looking for the angle again for the G Kundo. They have to give the orange buff away. So Domenkai walks up, and Hijume is able to get that jetpack over the wall.
The air strike does come down. The Steed comes out. And Aurora Gaming are looking for a tower.
There's a minion and a cannon together. Valkyrie descends to the backline. Hijume no flicker earlier, baited out by the feathered airstrike. Mid lane baser now taken down, and Aurora Gaming Philippines set their sights on the neutral objective.
Here's the kicker, right? Alter Ego, they flip the table, they get a gold lead, they get a Lord, they get so much presence on the map. But I was worried what was going to happen is they were going to push too far. They should have taken that, calm down, claim ground, wait for Lord, and keep position. Aurora Gaming, on the other hand, they do the opposite. They take a quick tower and they leave. Fine, we got what we wanted.
It's a classic Nino moment, but not the Nino of now, the Nino of old. Look at the back though. This is a flanking Freya. Look at it get Yazuki. Look at it get Hijume, who doesn't have flicker. Valkyrie catching Hijume there. He pops in with the nature, buys a little bit more time. The rest of the team goes to the back line as Hijume loses immortality. And now it's Yazuki trying to peel him off. Rose gold immediate from Hijume, but he gets shut down.
Arfi can do nothing to save his team right now. He's shredded away.
Now it's Demon Kai looking for the chase on Alec. Goes through him like he's just, oh my goodness. Immortality down is in the mid lane. It's a big fight going on now. Who's going to win that one? As Demon Kai gets a double kill, and in the mid lane, it is Nino taken down. And Aurora wipe Alter Ego out.
There is nothing they can do at this point, Aurora Gaming.
It is all over for game number 1. It's the start to the best of 5 that the Filipinos would definitely be happy with.
We saw some push and pull, but in the end, Aurora Gaming met chaos with determination in game number 1 and kept it clean.
We thought it was going to be fight fire with water. They said fight fire with fire, but even hotter fire.
And a little bit of water.
A little bit
of ice.
Aurora versus Alter Ego, Mirko and Trex. How you guys doing?
We're feeling good. We're ready. Aurora Gaming start things off 1-0. Alter Ego now need to make a statement to try to even things out, Mirko.
Yeah, thing about the Granger on RFA, it got to a point where me and Sheffin started calling him the Granger Merchant. Then he pulled out every random gold laner you can think about, the Uranus goal, all that, and we were like, forgive us, RFA. We were not familiar with your game. So now that he's back on the Granger, it's actually interesting.
Are the fighter goals just not working after last game? They tried the mid to third. Was that too loco? Because RP, he's definitely still got it! Almost a solo kill. Doming having the flicker early.
Speak of the devil, Arfi already making plays on the Granger. Now, I really like this Hilda. I think this is something that's going to give Alter Ego the ability to be as aggressive as they wanted to be last game. They can get into their face, they can steal camps like what we just saw, and it's going to give Yasuke the freedom to also move into enemy territory.
Yeah, just look at the winning lanes. They were already talking about Alter Ego, definitely. Oh my goodness, even down below, Nino with a Petrify. All inning Edward, forcing him back. At least Demon Cat will be able to go up top to cancel out free Cold Crab take for RP. But again, for Alter Ego, now they have 3 winning lanes to play around.
Yeah, I mean, 3 winning lanes, a winning river, a winning map at that at this point, and it feels comfortable for them. This is what I think they wanted to bring last game, but they just didn't have the draft. I like the YZ pick as well. It's going to work great with this RWM later on in the game. I mean, they have this death box that they created. It's dangerous.
He's going to go all in onto Demon Kite, but he has the Traceless, so he pops it in, gets away with the Mounted Shocker, but that is a free XP Crab over onto Nino, and that gets him level 4. As now, this really should be a free neutral objective for Alter Ego. Yisun Chin was already down, he was too low. If he comes around here, Nino just pops into Black Dragon, and then it's cooked. It might even be a free purple.
Try to convert it into a purple for sure. Once Yasuke shows up, it's going to be hell.
Yeah, there you go. Black Dragon form used up. Yasuke still saving the Retribution. Didn't use it earlier. Throwing a ruin of the flicker combo into the back line as Nino gets cooked by the Jikundo. Alec, gun down. Yue picking up the kill. RWM there. Whoa, burst through Edward.
Nino, though, gets the Petrify. A lot of damage on a Demon Kite. It takes him out.
With the DOT as Yasuke stampedes through Aurora Gaming Philippines. Now this is the start that Alter Ego wanted last game, but can only find in game 2.
We're second in that last fight. I was a little worried, but wait a second, Yasuke caught up in the midst.
Yeah, with the Jikundo, but he's all good. Yue doesn't deal nearly enough damage to really threaten Yasuke right now.
As I was saying in that previous fight, it felt like Aurora Gaming had the advantage. Nino, even getting low, the AE were able to kind of back off and then re-enter into the fight and turn it into their own hands.
Yep.
Yasuke with the steed is feeling clean. Up in the top side, maybe a play, but AE just continuing to get vision, continuing to get information.
You gotta constantly put the pressure down onto Aurora Gaming Philippines, and at this point, it's surprising that the lead isn't higher. I really thought it would be higher at this point, knowing that they were able to take the purple buff and all that. Light with a Shunpu could flicker out. Now the Phantom Steed now over on Light. Could Mountain Shocker to disengage, and we get to check the items.
Taking a look at the...
That's it. That's it.
That was it.
We got a glimpse.
Only get to check those things. Remember that.
You blink and you miss it. If you don't remember it, it's your fault. Skill issue, bro.
Nobody's hit a full item yet, though. Yasuke has got in what maybe looks like the beginning of a Endless Battle. Is he going to go for Endless Battle first? Or no, Hunter Strike?
Yasuke?
Yasuke.
Yeah. Go for the War Axe, I think.
War Axe up front. Wait a second, though. Black Dragon in the backside.
Interesting. That's a Petrify on Yue as well. Gonna go for the all-in under turret. Nino actually gets the kill. And I was getting the stampede from Yasuke. Away the Dragon to go for it there and disengage Nino, taken down by Demon Kite. It's 1 for 1.
EXP for mid. Not a bad trade overall, but at this point, now Nino's on the clock, you know?
Yeah.
One more death, and that's a wrap. You're just a linebacker at this point.
Is Nino a carry or is he a linebacker though, right? Because I think he can play both roles depending on the situation. But the thing is, the turtle was spawning. There was no reason for them to do all that, you know? Like they were doing too much, Unk.
Who you calling Unk, bro?
Them.
All right, just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. All right. And you, second turtle of the game. Edward holding down the front line. Then Alter Ego break through.
Oh, throw to Ruin, zones him away. The RWM comes down, but it's not going to be enough damage right there. His leg's going to be taken very low. RP with the help of Ijume. Void blast him to the ground. So it's a turtle for a kill, but it's a kill on Light.
Kill on Light. I mean, overall, wait a second, maybe a kill on someone else?
No man, dashing throughwards. Oh, has to flicker out there. He saw Ijume, he saw a glimpse of Ijume. He's like, yeah, nah, I ain't handling all that smoke.
And Nino takes a tower on the bot side, though. The first tower of this series so far. Possibly a second on top unless UA can do something about it.
RP goes for the Rhapsody instead, wants to just clear it out. Knows he has another wave that is going to come through, so he's going to take the turret down. Inevitable. It'll be inevitable. And it is the War Axe for Yazuke. Right after the Fury Hammer, he went for the War Axe path. That's why I was unsure, like, is he actually going for Heptaseed? Probably not. War Axe, and there it is. So just to get him a little bit more physical penetration before he gets the War Axe.
And on the other side, Aurora Gaming, defensive items into the hands all around. Skypiercer also coming in for Arfi. He hasn't gotten a kill yet on the board, but with the pace that things are going for Alter Ego, it feels good. You're at a 3K gold lead. This is the time to buy it and start scaling and just put the nail into the coffin.
Yep, Alec with the power of Wilderness straight onto Demon Kite. Traction Pulse will lock Yazuke down, but there's no one to follow it up, and Yazuke gets the Retri on the orange before Demon Kite can.
Yeah, this is exactly what Aurora Gaming was hoping wouldn't happen. This is what they were able to stop last game.
Yep.
This next turtle, Aurora Gaming was able to take second turtle. Third turtle could be huge. This could be the thing that takes this 3K gold lead into a 4, and then the Stampede is truly on as we get into the 8, 9, 10-minute mark. First Lord, Alter Ego just need to keep on hitting the gas if I'm them. Keep on stealing purples, keep on stealing oranges. Don't let up.
And that's exactly what they're doing. They're pulling a Trex 101 as to how to utilize the horse in MLBB. And I gotta say, man, I'm just not a fan of Edward on an Alice, you know? Like, it's a playmaker show. Oh, what? Like with the G-Crew with the Flicker away the Dragon as well. They go all in onto Nino with the RWM, catches you in the back as Yazuke goes for the Steed. And I don't think Aurora will want any more smoke after using those resources. A Petrify from Nino, but a good flicker out from Edward.
Very well done by Alter Ego.
Alec. Oh,
second.
Chasing the Yisun Shin down. 1v1 me, bro! Balanced hero, by the way.
Balanced hero, totally. Now on the mid side as well. Yuzuke wants 1v1 as well. Just across the map, they're throwing hands, they're ready.
But they can win those 1v1s. The thing is, for Aurora Gaming Philippines, Demon Kite's so far behind, he can't win any 1v1s. Against the Granger, I think he's cooked. Against the Eve, probably same. Against the Hilda, 100%.
Is this going to be another orange buff into the hand?
Bro, how?
He's not even farming his own jungle at this point.
You know who's farming his jungle? Demon Kite. Demon Kite's on the other side, farming the jungle, but because of that, they lose so much tempo. And Alex able to bait out the Zaman Force of all things. Flicker's out to safety. At least Demon Kite. Oh no. Was he seen? I think he was seen. No. Are they going to go for... Okay, no. He gets away. I thought he was seen by the turret. That's why Alter Ego move bot. That was a bit scary.
No, you mentioned Edward on the Alice earlier.
Yeah.
I do agree. I want to see Edward on something aggressive. I want to see Edward on something, damage dealing. You look at some of the EXP laners in the Philippines, Sanford, Edward, these guys can make plays happen.
Yes.
And you don't want to put them on something passive like this. Give them something proactive.
Again, Alec the back line, able to go in, but it's going to be the Skypiercer stack for free as Edward jumps around. Blinking back to the turret, RWM, oh, so much damage from Hijime, but not nearly enough to zone them away from clearing that wave. So Aurora, despite this big lead for Alter Ego, they're standing their ground, man.
Yeah, slight misplay from Alec there. Going too deep, not knowing exactly. I mean, yes, you have the gold lead, but you can't just jump into their face under towers like that. You still need to keep it smart because you catch one Mountain Shocker to the face, and it's GG's. Now, Demon Kite is going to end up possibly being one of the saving graces here.
Yeah.
He's got 2 items in. I still think he needs one more. You've got the Feather. You've got the...
Holy Crystal?
Holy Crystal.
Next?
The
next one. Starlium Scythe.
He already has Starlium Scythe. We're coming into Holy Crystal. Once he has that, the damage might just pull through. But that's a while out.
Yeah. It is going to be a while. Oh, good Petrify. UA forces the flicker out before the fight even starts. Now the Black Dragon Force is thrown to ruin, goes to the back line, but Yazuke gets blocked by the way the Dragon.
Yazuke able to take out Edward and get the Lord.
Yazuke was locked, but it doesn't matter, Nino! On 2, 1 swing and a tail, and it's 2 members down. What's 2 plus 2 Trex?
4.
Quick maths, and that's how many members of Aurora went down that fight.
Plus a Lord. I mean, they robbed the bank at this point. 5. Exactly. That's a lot.
Make it 6 and 7 with the small camp. Look. They're gonna leave
that one. It's only 6.
The 6.
The 6 lives were lost in that
7.
battle.
Maybe minions. Do we count minions?
No,
Trex?
No, those aren't people.
Minion. Whoa! Minion lives don't matter? Okay. Let's take a look at the item builds real quick again to see exactly how they dealt that much damage. Yazuke, brother, I could have sworn he was locked down. He got up.
like it was nothing, dude.
Nothing at all. Alter Ego Esports with a 7,000 gold lead are gonna crash into this base. And honestly, taking a look at Aurora Gaming's composition, they don't have any range. Yes, they can clear waves. Yes, they can shred lords, but they put themselves at risk while doing that heavily. And all it takes is one big dive, one good petrify from the Black Dragon, or everyone getting caught in this RWM. Alter Ego has the ability to do that.
Light in the back, trying to really look for the play now, but look at the Black Dragon form. Edward able to find 2 members on the throne of ruin, but Alec tanks up the turn. A petrify from Nino!
Nino does go down, but wait a second, Edward falls. Hijume picks it up.
Man, the turret juggle was perfect! It was first Alex, and we thought it was Nino! But in the end, it was Yuzuki on the horse who took the turret shots!
And the tower goes down. Alter Ego got what they came for. More jungle stolen and another wave coming down the top.
No tracks, they
want more.
Absolutely, they want more. Look at how low that turret is up top. And Aurora, they just have to take it. There's no way they can find. Phantom Steed comes around. Zaman Force defensively from Domenkai. And RP doesn't even have a Sky Piercer stack. Like, he's 0-0-4. This is as utility as the Granger gets.
He's still waiting. It's coming. Don't worry. Eventually.
The stacks were promised to him.
They were promised to him long ago. Written in stone.
Lisan Al-Gaib. It was in the prophecy.
It was in the prophecy.
The Granger Merchant prophecy of MPLID. But he's no longer a Granger Merchant, so that's unfair. You know?
The great ego himself.
The great ego himself. With a little bit of esports.
A little bit of esports.
Meanwhile, though, Yue, he got, I think, 1 Sky Piercer stack? But then
he got one and they took it away.
They took it away from him.
He's got 7 stacks.
6 or 7.
6 or 7.
But Alter Ego have a 10.5k gold lead, and really, it just gets tough. Yes, they have scaling. Aurora Gaming Philippines, they have really good clear.
Oh, Holy Crystal, finally, but is it too late?
I think that delays the power spike a bit, right? The enemy team is 10,000 gold ahead, so you might have to wait for Divine Glaive before the power spike actually hits. But even then, he's on a flicker, so it's so hard to go in for free hits. Oh, Nino! Black Dragon from the back. Oh no, Yue! Can you run away? It's Nino flying around now as Yuzuki gets on the steed, but Barbiel ain't fast enough.
He ain't fast enough, but can he go back to the Lord? And with that, a lot of ults are gone from Alter Ego.
Edward on 2, Zaman Force from Domain! Dive to the back, RP! Gets Edward down to petrify! From Nino! And the stacks that were promised came true! It's now RP with a triple kill! And he's looking for more! One that's Sonata!
That's
RP gets a maniac!
Yazuke now gonna move in! And Arfi, the stacks were promised and the game will be as well.
It's just Demon Kite left. Pops in the Mountain Shocker. Alec tanks up the turret and they go all in, even under the fountain. It's 1-1.
Alter Ego tie the series. This is only game 2 of the knockouts. And so far, we continuously are going the distance. The stadium feels it. And I think us casters feel it as well. Renmar.
Might just be over.
Game number 3 in this best-of-5 series. 2 teams looking to redeem themselves in the eyes of the world. Drex, Mirko, say something smart.
Something smart.
Something smart.
Is what Mirko and Trex always say as we jump into the land of Dawn. If you're just joining us, it's 1-1 right now between AE and Aurora Gaming. Mirko, we want to see Edward on something proactive. He picks up the Lapu Lapu. My only problem with their draft right now, at least for me though, is this Khalid.
Yeah. The Khalid is, I don't know, for me the Harith is quite questionable as well, honestly. Going up against the Claude, right? Like, it isn't a winning matchup for Doming. Earlier, we saw the Granger versus Harith. We saw level 1. It was great for the Granger. But this time against the Claude, Claude is going to outscale the Harith. And once you get Winter Crown, very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, the draft is clean, but Aurora Gaming definitely goes a little bit outside the box.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas Alter Ego brings us back to some simplistic Swiss stage type drafts. You have the Claude, you have the Sora, you have this Hylos. Just keeping it simple, a very straightforward draft overall.
And it's just crazy to see because, like, sure, Zeusin is amazing, but is it? Oh my god, light! The Khalid, that's a flicker! Void Blast, first blood for Hijume!
That's huge for the side of Alter Ego. Not only a first blood plus a flicker, you get a lot of value out of that. A lot of times players will just let themselves die and not use the flicker, but now you've lost even more.
Oh man, Yue really tried there. He made him miss at least one cannon minion, but yes, flickers down there. It's gonna be quite big, and again in the bottom lane, Arfi already winning it out just purely from sustain. Because the thing is about the Claude, right? If you're up against the Harith, back then at least, the Harith will win in the trades, and then you're gonna be forced back. But here, you never lose a trade in a way, because even if you lose a trade, 2 hits and you're back to almost full HP. The Fighter Emblem just gives you so much sustain.
Exactly. Normally the Harith with the range. Wait a second, to the mid side, RWM.
Oh man, they caught. RWM doing so much damage on Yue. And that's another flicker down for Revitalize for Alec.
2 flickers down before the turtle.
You know, on a bad spot in the air, taken down by the Khalid now. A good taunt landing on Alec. He's trying to get away. Hijume providing enough support. The Appraiser's Wrath nowhere near enough damage to take the horse down. But they regain control off the turtle. And now it should be free. Yazuke will not make it free though. He will take as many green camps. He will counter jungle as many camps as possible. But this is why they go Khalid. It's very difficult to farm up against him. Raging Sandstorm used up, but again, for Yue, no flicker. He's gonna chill on that one. You know, in the top lane, solo kill against Edward.
Revenge was served in the top lane. Just in a moment of Aurora Gaming starting to control the map. Alter Ego fights back. I do want to talk about this Khalid a little bit more. Renmar did say you get that laning phase aggression. He outputs amazing damage in those first 4 levels, and Aurora Gaming have been capitalizing on that. They've been taking advantage of the quick movements. Luckily, Alter Ego, though, is able to find some plays for themselves in the midst of it all.
Let's take a look at the items here. Quick check. Nothing too crazy. It's the rush for the DHS for Arfi as usual. And yeah, the Azure Blade plus the little book there to get you instant dashes, instant unlead dashes.
Dreadnought armor for Fredrin. He's probably going to switch over into some magic defense as well, so he can get a little bit of best of both worlds. Turtle's not going to be up for 50 seconds, and Alter Ego just continuously hunting for something.
Oh, they beat out the Crimson Beacon. Raging Sandstorm with the flicker over, landing on Yazuke. Now the RBM coming down as Yazuke is still able to survive. Popping him out of shocker before he dies as Hijume gets a trade on, and now it's Nino!
That's big. Demon Kite goes down. It's a 2-for-1 currently.
Bravest Fighter, the stun dodged away from Alter Ego. Walk away with the win. Demon Kite and Light down. But the thing is, it's a utility jungler and a tank for one of your carries.
I mean,
it's still worth it, but it's like...
I think taking jungle is what made that worth it. If you don't take jungle, it's definitely not worth it. But the fact that Demon Kite goes down, maybe Alter Ego's able to get a small advantage in terms of levels. Maybe they can convert that into an advantage on this next retry.
And also, that fight proves to us why a lot of Soras have been going for the Concussive Blast over Brave Smite. He just rotates so quickly. Light up top, trying to get the pressure back for him. Alec, with a walk up the taunt though, comes around for Demon Kite. Yazuke's walking up as well. The Bravest Fighter coming out for Edward. That's a free turtle again to Demon Kite. 2 on the board with no response from Alter Ego. Nino, CC immune, brings Demon Kite into the turtle range. Now Raging Sandstorm, good flicker from Nino, but he's gonna be caught, and it's Yue who gets the kill.
Alter Ego can do nothing about it right now. Even with the last turtle, they know we don't want to get into this. One taunt and you're all down.
Flickers him on for Yazuke, able to escape. RWM coming down on him, but Hijume, oh my god, Dormang is able to survive through it all with the unlimited dashes. And Hijume falls, Yazuke with the traceless forward. Light going in.
Looking for more. Aurora Gaming just continue to put on the pressure, but Yazuke wants to maybe jump back. Alter Ego, no, they can't take the fights right now. It's just the reality of the situation. There was nothing they seem to be able to do. They lay down a nice RDM, they do something perfectly, but Aurora Gaming still ends up winning. They have the damage, but they also have the defense. Is there a time? I think Alter Ego still needs maybe 8 minutes, 9 minutes till they can really put on a fight, until Claude can really lock in and get involved?
I guess so. Right now he just is sitting on a DHS. The Harith is behind in gold, but you are active way earlier. And that may be the reason as to why they actually went for the Harriet despite being in a bad matchup, right? Like, Claude can get the gold lead, but how big is your lead going to be? It's not going to be a whole item diff yet, right? So as long as Domeng gets the Starling upside in the Feather Heaven, he can do this. Constantly solo kill! Domeng! Oh my goodness! Not a mounted shock with the glorious pathway in the mid lane. Alter Ego just cannot get any trades on the map.
They can't get anything at all, let alone trades. I mean, he's literally diving under towers. It's not even a trade to be found.
Who gonna stop him?
Nobody.
Nobody gonna stop Domeng. Zaman force in, he knew RP did not have his flicker, and it was just the bang bang in Mobile Legends, man.
You know, we're
straight up.
We're talking about Domeng, but for me, it's Yue, 2-0-1, even earlier in that fight. Yes, Domeng didn't drop it. Yue's the one who dives in with the beacon, able to output the damage. And normally it doesn't seem, normally for me at least, the Jushins aren't chunking away, but Yue makes it look nasty.
Hey, speaking of Yue, give it the all-in from Nino, going on to Yue, goes for the damage as well! Yue able to survive for such a long time, and Nino had already used the flicker, he still goes in on the turret, but it's a trade at least.
Nino knew, once he saw the Zaman's force coming, it's like, all right, I have to fully commit.
It's like
at least
Trex be complimenting him too much.
At least get the trade.
Nino he wants you to compliment him, bro. That's what he wants. You talk about Yue, he's like, nah, I want some of that, man. That's a stun, though. Landing on light. Oh, whoa. Okay. He just, hey, it's a safe play. Better safe than sorry, right?
All right, so taking a look at the items, still only a DHS for the Claude. And I think at this point, you're going to need the whole trinity. You're going to need the scythe, you're going to need the wand, you're going to need it all to really be able to output, and that's a long while away at this point. We are 8.5 minutes in.
Yep.
8.5 minutes in. And probably around 10, 11 minutes, that's when the third item's going to come. And by then, Aurora Gaming can turn this 2.7K gold lead into 4, 5, and just continue the snowball.
It's still within Aurora Gaming Philippines' power spike is the problem right now. Yeah, so Alter Ego, they're just going to have to wait and stall the game a bit longer. Because if we do get to the late game, this is where Alter Ego's composition really starts to pop off, right? They have 3 damage dealers. That's why it was very greedy for them to actually go for the Claude and then the Yi Sun Shin in the end. I really thought it was going to be a utility jungler too, right? But hey, that's the War Axe pickup, so they are getting to that point. It's just incredibly slow because in normal situations, you would actually be able to give gold, like more to the gold lane if you're on utility, or you know, vice versa. If you're on the fighter gold, you give more to the jungle. Now everyone's kind of like looking for gold everywhere on the map, and it's just getting tough because Light has so much ground clearance on this Khalid. It's so easy for him to rotate top, bot again, everywhere to stop the guys from farming or to counter jungle.
You know, what's insane about this as well is Alter Ego got so many picks that we considered power picks.
Oh, yeah.
They get this Claude, they have the RWM, they have big play potential here, but they're just not able to make it all work.
Let's see. Lord. Already taking half HP now. RP walking up, pops into BMI as Edward jumps in with the Bravest Spider. That's where he sends him with the Blinker into the back line. It finds Hijumer. He pops into RWM, but it's a bit too late.
And Yakuze is trying to do something, but he's just not able to output the damage.
Traces is out to safety. Nino still kind of in the midst of it all, doing him more damage over on Demon Cam, and RP goes in now on Yue, and it takes him down. It's just a 2-for-2 at the end of the day. Yazuke. Did he get taken down? No.
2 for 2 plus a Lord. Yue, Light, Hajime, and Alec all fall. But the tower's gonna fall next, and Aurora Gaming PH continues to push forward.
3.2K gold lead. Now, even if Alter Ego hit their power spike again, if Aurora are able to build a lead that bypasses that power spike, it's going to be big trouble for Alter Ego. They will have good clear still with the Eve, with the Yi Sun Shin. Let's take a look at the replay to see exactly what happened in that fight.
I mean, it's just a full-on dive in the backside. And look at Yazuke. Normally, that many free hits, you're going to be able to take someone out, but the damage just isn't there yet. Arfi as well, chipping away on a Yue. It takes forever to even get a kill.
Arfi died! Life View Raging Sandstorm now locks Nino down! Both the side laners of Alter Ego were caught lacking. Uh-oh.
He'll play as well. Alter Ego just trying to defend. All the holy defenses are popping. Lord is off the map at this point, but still Aurora Gaming are going to try to push in and take an inhibitor.
Whereas Yazuke is still up top now. Glorious Pathway going to be used up as the RWM actually does a little bit more damage over on Light, but now Alec actually is able to walk away, gets the stun, but it's Edward with the CC immunity of the Bravest Spider as RP comes back to life and they'll be able to defend. Still though, they're stripped down to their base turrets in mid and bot.
And Light just locked in Radiant Armor. That means he can really hang out in the midst of this RWM. He can take even more damage. So we went from being a nice damage-dealing tank in the beginning game, and now he's just going to be able to absorb the damage. If he wants to pull off a crazy Raging Sandstorm, he has the ability to do that and get away safely. Skypiercer has been in for Yue. He's 4-2-2. The stacks, I'm sure, are starting to come in, and that means even more damage on the side of Aurora Gaming. We're not even talking about Edward. We're not even talking about Dome and Kite yet.
Now it comes back to how can they get farm? Because look at Aurora. They're trying their best to actually freeze out and to push in when they actually want to take away the green camps, right? And again, for Light, he's trying to catch these guys off guard. Arfi is holding that bush right now, but it actually might come back to bite him. Dome and Kite. Okay, he doesn't read into that bush. I thought, you know, he would use the eye icon to maybe look for a play there. But yeah, Alter Ego. At this point, they've hit some power spikes. Arfi already on the 3-item.
Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity of attack speed items already. He's building towards a melting gun, interestingly enough, not straight to the Winter Crown. So he's expecting to just be free in the fights.
I mean, I think it's not a bad play at this point. Maybe just fully commit, right?
Last
Try
cannon.
to chip down onto Demon Kite. There's so much tank on the side of Aurora Gaming. And if he can play smart, it could be huge.
Yeah, Nino really try to brute force into that position there, but it gets chunked. Edward zoning Yazuke away. Look at the Lord. He's getting chunked really low. Yazuke has no position to go for the contest, and Demon Kite secures it for free as Edward whips the stun, but he doesn't need to land. Raging Sandstorm with the breaker now catches Nino. That's a pick up with the Lancer Flare, and Nino gets sent to the sword of Edward.
At this point, Yazuke hasn't been able to try to take a single neutral objective. 3 turtles, 2 lords, and he hasn't even been able to walk into the pit because Aurora Gaming is waiting for him. And this is what the composition's able to do. Edward brings out the Bravest Fighter. Light brings out the Raging Sandstorm. They hold down this front line, and there's nothing these egos can do.
The Lord will charge into the mid lane. They're not even concerned about the mid lane right now. That's Alec thrown back in the bottom lane. Oh my goodness, a dive! RB with the BMI barely gets away in the Synchro Vision, but it will be guaranteed now. That is a free turret down below, and it is a base turret. For Alter Ego, it really comes down to defending the top side, just because it's the far lane. But still, Aurora will take whatever they can get. 2 base turrets with a Lord push, that's value, dude.
It might just look for a third here. Minions are coming down the bottom side. They can push on the top here. Alter Ego has to commit to 1.
Edward with Bravest Spider now jumps onto Hijime. Yazuki dealing a lot of damage now as RP does the same. The Mount of Shocker goes wide as now it's going to be Light trying to run away, and he does. Glorious Pathway!
Dome and Kite maybe looking for the possible re-engage along with Yue, but Roar are going to play it safe. They took 2 inhibitors. They can move on to the Lord next.
And look at how low that last turret is. Nino checking his bush. We'll spot Light out there. But the turret up top, man. If Aurora even just build a small slow push and they spotted this. Oh my goodness.
Arfi's going to try to lock on.
Thankfully, it's a Khalid, right? Like you don't chase him easy. Oh man, the orange buff. Yue shining the light onto Yazuke. Zoning him away, the retry from Demon Kite to take it away from Yazuke, who still kill us this game.
Alter Ego have just been getting starved non-stop. Purple buff gonna go as well. Nino at least keeping vision, taking a look at the items. Taking a look at Yazuke. Just got Malefic Gun in. I mean, at this point, it is a rough position. It's a 7.7k gold. And the thing about Aurora Gaming is they're okay with taking it slow right now. They have late game potential as well. There's not exactly a clock ticking for them in the general scheme of things.
There you go. Winter Crown actually built by Domeng quicker than the Claude. Again, you would expect the Winter Crown to be built up earlier for the Claude, just so that you can try to make those outplays happen, but it's Domeng. So now he has the survivability in the team fight. Even if you go for the all-in on him, say you poke him out, right? He still can pop Winter Crown. The rest of the team can then just peel all the other engagers off of him.
All right, so for Alter Ego here to make something happen, I think they need the big play, right? Nino needs to pull something off. But right now, Alter Ego approaching these fights split up might not be the answer.
Yep.
I know they can get caught by a big Raging Sandstorm and maybe it turns around on them, but they need to look for the big combo themselves if they want to try to put this into their hands.
Look at the wave up top. It's a slow push built by Aurora Gaming Philippines, and they go straight for the Lord, so that Alter Ego won't have time to decide whether they want to actually deal with the slow push up top. Now they go on Edward, but he pops in Raven Spider, and the Lord gets reset. Masterful Lord dance by Aurora Gaming Philippines. That slow push, remember how low the turret is up top. Just a few hits and it's gone, and that's why you see Alter Ego desperate to look for a fight, to look for something. They want a commitment, but it's Aurora! Oh my goodness, right in the back line fighting it. Blazy doing with a crowd, not doing any damage, and Appraiser's Wrath as Domeng dives in.
Domeng able to find a kill, but Yue finds one as well. It's a double for Yue.
Nino with the flicker out. Now it's Demon Kai with the chase. It's just he, Jume, and Nino. There's a big cannon wave in the bottom lane crashing down onto Alter Ego's base. Domeng is ridiculous on the Harith, and that's Yue with a Sky Piercer stack, a mega kill, and a wipe out to secure match point.
Once again, it's blow for blow, back and forth. Aurora Gaming take the first, Alter Ego with the second, and now Aurora Gaming is back to help secure.
Wild for their hometown heroes, and now it's time to go wild for Trex and Mirko.
What's up, guys? Trex, Mirko still here,
What's up?
bringing you in this in-game action. You know, Aurora Gaming brought us to match point, Mirko, but if there was a draft that could tie things up, I feel like this is it for Alter Ego.
Absolutely. Alter Ego got a lot of the things that they wanted in the draft here. They went for the trades here and there, and honestly think, hey, it's a perfect setup for Yazuke on a Fanny. So far, I believe it's still at 100% win rate, and I literally just scrolled on TikTok earlier to find Yazuke with a Chad jaw. It's a kind of a meme, you know, the Sigma male meme. Light's gonna be taken down by Yazuke on the Fanny. And the caption says, me when I get Fanny. So that's perfect right there as he gets first blood.
Beautiful timing, and you know, the panel was worried about the Farza. They were worried about the draft of Aurora PH in the first half.
Oh.
And it's true, how do they deal with this Fanny? And my guess was, we try to steal buffs, we try to get aggressive, but they're already falling behind on that. And if they let Alter Ego just continue this type of momentum, it doesn't really seem like there's a chance.
And again, RP is back on the Granger. A lot of people will probably say, you know, the Granger is horrible against the Claude, which I agree. In normal cases, it is. But if you're good at the Granger, every matchup works. All you need to do is stay level against your opponent. Don't get too crazy with it. And then later, as your team wins, you start getting those Sky Piercer stacks. I think that's exactly the route that RP is going to take. In this game particularly, I think for the most part, Swiss stage as well, we've been seeing more purified Grangers, right? This is finally a Flicker Granger, so he's expecting not to be the threat. He's expecting to be the Shadow Striker.
Exactly. The thing is, Aurora Gaming has their hands full with the Fanny already. They have something else that they have to deal with. For me, the Granger just kind of feels like insurance for mid to late game, some possibilities. If Yazuke is able to distract them and keep all eyes on him, then Arfi can just kind of farm for free. Arfi can get to that point where he has the opportunity to pop off as well. On the side of Aurora Gaming, though, I think a lot of this is going to come down on Light holding the front line, along with Edward getting these stuns, you know, putting the stiff arm out against Yazuke.
Again, RF doing a really good job in the lane. Feathered Airstrike instant. Crimson Beacon. Hijume will not allow himself to get poked, but then he walks back in range to get poked. Shadow Stab Beacon coming down as Nino's going to be fully stunned up, but he can't use the second part of it. Yazuke coming in with the cables, doing a lot of damage over, and he gets locked down. He gets Demon Cat, but he falls, and Edward
gets the double, looking for a triple. Yue gonna back off. Turtle still up though. Alter Ego. They're starting to fall down. They might get the kill on a Light here, though.
And they will. It's Alec who picks up the kill, and we are back to 3-2. A big fight, and honestly, with how Alter Ego were in that position, with how they were holding that position, I feel like that was an Aurora win.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt like it. I think it still could come down to who gets this turtle in the end. We're sitting at almost, we're past the 3-minute mark, and it's still first turtle on the map. Both teams trying to recuperate. And I got a feeling we're going to see another big fight coming up.
No purple buff on the Fanny, though. That's going to be big. Aurora Gaming Philippines have that hold. And this is where the Fanny starts to lose steam. When you get killed when you have a purple buff or when your purple buff gets stolen. Now you have to be very, very clean with it. Alec with the G Kuno, the way the Dragon lock him down. Nino goes in for the stun as well as Yazuke gets stopped by Light. That's Demon Kite getting away as the Crimson Beacon gets used by Hijime earlier to escape, but he's so low.
And Nino got the bravest fighter. Edward dives in.
Goes into the back. Oh, gets rid of Hijime. Goes to the skies now, but Nino's still there. Oh my goodness, that damage. Still pushing on the damage over on towards Nino. Turtle coming out for free as Yazuke goes and secures the purple buff. But Aurora, now they have the lead.
Blade of Hephaestus does lock in for Yazuke, but all that work just to make sure you get a purple buff. And Aurora Gaming, and this is the pressure that we wanted to see. Oh, Alec, trouble.
Goes for the way the Dragon is able to find an angle now. Yazuke with the cables. Went through Demon Kite, but the Revitalize, it's just too much healing for him to deal with. Blazing Duet with the BMI. RP spaces perfectly, doesn't panic, and Domeng has the back.
Okay, so we're starting to get some creep up for Aurora Gaming PH. We're seeing the positive uses of this Hylos, getting the heal for the team, making it hard for Yazuke to get the finishes. And at this point, Alter Ego, do they continue to hit the gas? Do they start to look for little pickoffs? It's a tough spot. Once you get pushed back like that, you lose a turtle, you take some deaths. Now we're kind of having to regroup. Luckily, the gold lead isn't crazy. Luckily, I still feel like it's a pretty tie game, and the opportunity is there for both teams. Taking a look at the items, Dreadnought does lock in for Edward, but now he's going to move into a little bit of damage, so kind of a hybrid build in that EXP lane.
Yeah, I think to answer your question, take it slow. Yes, it gets really frustrating when you have this kind of composition and you don't get the early lead, despite getting first blood, but you still have pretty good mid game, right? You are going to be hitting those power spikes. Granger is on the way to the Sky Piercer, so RP, Hunter Strike straight to the Sky Piercer, second item, wanting to have a little bit more pressure in lane. The Hunter Strike obviously gets him a bit more safety in the team fights as well, getting more attack speed as whenever you get the fourth hit in.
All right, so Alter Ego, you know, you talked about them waiting, and I do feel like the Fanny, everyone always puts it in the bag of, oh, you have to pop off early. But it's surprising how much damage a Fanny can still do in the mid game, the 8 to 9 to 10 minute mark, and here he comes!
You see with a cut through, Yazuke gets the kill, but it's gonna be traded back as Demon Kite and Light take him down. Pops in to revitalize as well. Now it's gonna be Ali looking for G. No! Crimson Beacon on the way to Dragon now with the Lantern Flare picking him up. It's gonna be the last shot from RP to take him out, and Light now is all alone. Is a bravest fighter stun landing on Light. It's a turret jungle from Alec. RP gets a double right as he buys Sky Piercer.
And did he get the Sky Piercer in time? I know, yes, he did, so 2 stacks into it already, and that's what we were talking about with RP, the possibilities that even if Yazuke falls, he can pick the pieces up.
And it's a retry used on purple when the turtle is up. You know what Alter Ego want to look for. It's not objectives, it is brutal team fights that they want to go for. Chaotic as ever. This is the Alter Ego we got to see in the playoffs of MPL Indonesia.
So Aurora Gaming approaching these fights from here on, they need to know we can't use the whole package on just Yazuke. We need to save something for Arfi. We need to make sure that we can deal with Hijime as well. Alter Ego, to deal with that, need to kind of layer these fights, need to come in at different timings, and that's what they did in the last one to win things out.
That was a good bait earlier there. Glorious Pathway coming down as well. Phantom Steed not used yet, but Edward had to back away. The airstrike coming down now. Trying to poke him down. Nino's gonna be chunked by Edward. He goes in onto Hijime now, but he's able to flick around, but that's a lot of damage from Edward! Now it's Nino with Bravest Fighter!
And a Phantom Steed able to shred through. Can they get it? RP with the shutdown!
Alec getting the way the Dragon peeling for the team! And now it's Yazuke cutting the horse down as the turtle will be next on the chopping block. Light walking up, but it's Yazuke who takes the turtle as Domeng gets a trade in the mid lane with a turret.
RP 4-0-3 already. We're entering the danger zone for Alter Ego. And look at the top side as well. Nino pushing in. Alter Ego taking a full spread approach to the map right now. Malefic Gun locks in for RP as well. The damage is online.
Trex, Alec was a lifesaver in that fight. They went all in. Now Alec's gonna go for the Jikundo again. Right as the turret spawns, with the Dragon locking the boy down. Blazing Duet of the BMI, but Yazuke comes in! Under the turret, gets the cables to get away!
And Edward is trying, but it's just not enough. Alec goes down, Edward does find the kill, but he's gonna gonna pay the price.
Nino with the bravest spider straight into Arfi, going unstoppable, picking up the rapid boots and alter ego again. They do not care for objectives. They do not care for structures. What they want is to brawl, and Aurora Gaming Philippines are giving it to him. Yasuke!
He's a monster. Under the tower, 1v1, jungler versus jungler. At this point, Aurora Gaming is trying to fight back. They're looking for little moments, but I think they need to go on the defense. They were able to catch them off guard in the early game, but now the power spikes are here. They need to look for more responsive plays instead of meeting Alter Ego Esports head on. Taking a look at the items. We're still waiting on that Holy Trinity from Domain Kite. We're still waiting on a second item for Yue. The damage dealers just don't have the damage yet, and Elio Mort is normally something that can help control the early game, and since he has died as well, Aurora Gaming is stuck playing catch-up. Lord's gonna be coming up in just a few seconds, and in my mind, I don't think Aurora Gaming should try to force the fight on it.
I agree. I think they have proper amounts of wave clear to deal with the Lord. But having said that though, are we really sure? Because all they need to do is bait out one stun. Now they're going to go in on the turret. Oh, much damage over the domain cap, and Edward jumps into the back line. Nino going to be able to take the turret, but Wallach again! He's able to find the way to Dragon as Arby gets peeled, and now he goes for the monster kill. The Phantom Steed used by Demon Kite, and now Alter Ego will go straight for the Lord.
Edward has to hit the brakes. He has to calm down. This is what I meant. Aurora Gaming, yes, I know they weren't trying to force a fight, but they could have just walked away from that engage from Alter Ego. Even if they lose the tier 3 in the mid, it would have been better than what happened now.
I said this when I was casting MPL ID, but it just felt like every time Alter Ego played, it was so messy. And it wasn't just them, it was their opponents too. Nino goes for the stun, BMI away from Domain. And to finish the point earlier, Alter Ego just have a way to force their opponents to play a messy game. I don't know what it is.
They bring the worst out of other people.
They bring the worst out of other people, and that's what you're seeing. Aurora Gaming, this isn't the thing you would see from them usually, especially the form that we saw them using to beat TLPH. They were clean. They knew when to take the risks. Domain had to be MI out. That's a free tier 2.
And Lord hasn't even gotten to the base yet. They're going to be able to make some holy defenses pop in the mid side as Lord creeps down the bottom. You know, we said it, Aurora Gaming has the ability to defend. They do have things like the
Feathered Airstrike.
They have the Feathered Airstrike. They have the clear. They have the shred with Domain Kite. They don't need to force anything.
The thing is, though, they kind of do, because when Nino's up in front of you like that, you have to do something, and it's a Feathered Airstrike that you have to pull out. It's sometimes even the Blazy Duet for Domain to try to shoo these guys away, but once you use those resources onto the frontliners, onto these guys who are constantly up in your face, Yasuke walks up, or rather, he flies in.
I gotta say, though, losing one inhibitor still feels kind of like not a too bad of a loss of what could have happened.
Absolutely.
But Aurora Gaming, don't go out there. They need to stay put. This is exactly what Alter Ego wants at this point. So let's look at the stacks, 60 stacks on the Sky Piercer. Level 14, Arfi is just a pick artist at this point.
Feathered Airstrike coming down, but look at Yasuke. Lead with the cables, trying to feint, trying to waste some of the resources, but Aurora did not bite.
Okay, so Alter Ego still playing it slow, but they're trying to bring the worst out of Aurora Gaming right now. They're kind of playing the outside rims of the base, hoping that somebody bites the bait. It's gonna be 55 seconds till Lord. Does Alter Ego go for the stall in the lanes, or do they just keep on pushing in here?
I think they go for the stall. They can't afford to give Aurora Gaming Philippines enough resources for their comp to finally work, because yes, you do have a Fanny. It's going to be very, very troublesome for Yue, for Domain to actually get into the good positions in team fights, but still, you don't want them to get their item power spikes, because then it relies on you not making a single mistake on a Fanny in the late game, which is way easier said than done, brother.
You know, I gotta say as well, Edward, earlier on, when he made that big play that he paid the price for, you still saw the damage from, you saw the capabilities. So, as you said, when those item spikes do come in, if Aurora Gaming is able to do something like that, when they can actually get kills into the backline, it could be detrimental to how they win this game if they can turn things around here. So Alter Ego, 3 seconds for Lord, looking for position. Look at the top side, Nino, looking for either a possible gank or a push onto this top tower while the rest of his team secures the Lord.
That was also the position he was holding in game number 2 on the Sora when the team was leading. That ultimately was a throw from Nino. But this time, Aurora do not show their faces up top. Maybe actually just Domeng. Nino gonna be chased down. The Lord already taken by Yazuke. And that's it for Domeng. He goes back to the BMI, and now another siege. Every time you see him with the cables, man, you just don't know, red tree. But this time it is Demon Kite who's the one who secures the orange buff.
Arfi with the range right now. Taking a look at the items. Arfi is maxed out at this point. Yazuke looking for a 6. He does pick up the brute force breastplate for a little bit of defense there. A 2,000 gold lead over Demon Kite. And Yue, I think that's been the major problem right now for Aurora Gaming. He's got 2 items in right now.
And it's not going to be looking good right now as they crash into the base. Nino looking for the angle now with the Bravest Spider as well. That's going to be light knocked up. That's Yazuke! In the back of the cutthroat, finding the Forza! That's a shutdown though as Leomore gets the pick up Edward.
Demon Kite as well, trying to get some free shots with the Blazing Duet.
With a nature from RP! Now he goes for the gun down on Demon Kite. It's another shot into the midst of it all as Demon Kite's able to space away. A double for Demon Kite. Lord cleared up. Nino holding the fort. But Aurora somehow defend.
Not somehow, they do it well, they do it cleanly. Yes, Yazuke gets the kill, but they quickly take him off the map. Arfi hangs out a little bit too long, gets chipped down low, is forced to leave the base, and then the beautiful Blazing Duet to push them away as well from Domeng Kite. Aurora Gaming, I don't think there was a better way they could have defended that.
And now, it's the big question mark to Alter Ego. You have the stacks, you have the lead, you have 3 base turrets. Do you still want to brawl? Because this is finally a comfortable spot for Aurora to be like, yeah, we want to do what we've been doing all throughout this game, but this time it should benefit us. You shouldn't be brawling. We should. Glorious Pathway to Shadow Stampede. That's Arvik Hart!
That's huge. In the backside, though, Yue goes down!
Nijime still kiting away now, popping in the Lantern Flare as Alex is able to escape with the Helmet Immortality. Somehow Yazuke buys the Rose Gobidia and escapes, but Nino is all alone. Can he survive this? That's going to be so much damage from Domeng Kite on him, and Nino will fall to light.
And Yazuke is nowhere to be found. He had to go back to base. Aurora Gaming, though, they don't push anymore. They're going to go back to their own base. They're going to defend. We got 2 members. We got the winning number on that last fight.
They want more. Alex, wait. Purify out from Domeng. Now the body. Yazuke goes in, but with a nature. Perfectly timed. No panic from Domeng. Ice cold.
There's no waiting in the land of Dawn. There's no pausing. At this point, Aurora Gaming has checked the boxes. They found their timing, and they're the ones who want to brawl. They're the ones who are forcing the fight because they know, listen, we have no inhibitors. We have nothing to defend.
Exactly.
We have to try to force a fight and get this next Lord.
And this is the adaptation, the improvement that we've seen from Aurora Gaming Philippines. What we've criticized them in the past for, being too systematic, being too safe, now they pull the trigger when it matters.
It's only the last Lord that matters. One Lord to rule them all.
Now the cable's coming in now as Demon Kite is able to get on the horse. Yazuke will lose out of rapid refusion. Demon Kite and then Domeng with the Blazing Duet in the back, a little bit of crowd as well. That's him down, Alex taken out. It's gonna be RP next to Paul and Hijime.
Edward's trying to do something here. He's able to get some final damage. Nino wants to get away. It's him and Yazuke against the world, but he can't survive.
Yue takes him out, and now it's just 1. They got a big Lord in the mid lane crashing down. Wave in the bottom and top lane pushing towards Aurora. Yazuke, can he do it?
That's a hard bill to sign. Yazuke against 4.
Let's see it. Yazuke with the cables constantly down. The Glorious Pathway will slow him out as that's going to be Yazuke stunned up. And it's Domeng who kills Yazuke. Aurora Gaming Philippines secure top 3.
Just when Alter Ego thought they had it, once again, the Philippines shut them down. Aurora Gaming shows so many faces of style there. From patience to aggression. They've got the full book right now, and this is what we wanted to see them. Can they match the chaos? Can they match the patience? Can they hold out to the late game or take it in the early game? And I feel